This is WBCA Presents on WBCA 102.9 FM.
My name is Emily, and my guest today is a Berkeley student and a very talented musician, Sage Nizhoni. Thank you for being here today, Sage.
Thank you for having me.
Of course. We should start with hearing your most recent release, Personal Hell.
Oh, yeah. Passing over snow-covered mountains, valleys so vast but covered. Clouds pass by while a man sits right next to me, reading words I can only see in my head. Woken up by a feeling of emptiness, so I look back down and all I see are lights. Each one filled home underneath us in ecstasy. Only passerbys know exactly what it's like. I wanna stay up here forever. Watch the bloom so I don't have to do it myself. I wanna touch the clouds lit by starlight, so I don't have to go back down to my own personal hell. So I don't have to go back down to my own personal hell. Treetops whistle, my wings go right by them. Hoodie on so my hair doesn't touch the sea. Everyone here has their own different story. It's funny how we're all the same depending on who you meet. Woken up by a feeling of emptiness, so I look back down and all I see are lights. Each warmth filled home underneath us in ecstasy. Only passerbys know exactly what it's like. I wanna stay up here forever. Watch the bloom so I don't have to do it myself. I wanna touch the clouds lit by starlight, so I don't have to go back down to my own personal hell. So I don't have to go back down to my own personal hell. My own personal hell.
That song, I wrote it on the plane home back to California, and I was kind of didn't want to go home over winter break for like a whole month. Basically, I was like, I really don't want to get off this plane right now. So that's what that song's about. And then I got home and I started working on my album, and that was like the first song off of my album that I've released so far. And I remember hating it when I wrote it. I was like, wow, that's so lame. That's like the lamest thing I've ever done. But I actually made this friend in Arkansas who plays the cello, and I was like, do you want to record some cellos over this? Like, write some parts? And he got the parts back to me, and it was like a whole new song. His name is Matt. He's great. Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Could you tell me a little bit more about your creative process for writing music?
I don't know. I kind of just get like, ooh, this sounds so depressing, but it's not, I promise. I usually just get like sad. And then I'm like, I don't know how to process my emotions or like deal with what I'm thinking. And I don't really like to journal because that's like an overload of like too many things. So I think like writing songs is definitely like a digestible way for my brain to handle that.
That's really cool. We've talked before about how like sad music, it's not a bad thing.
It's not.
Yeah.
I feel like my parents are often like, Sage, all your songs are sad. And I'm like, well, that's just, people relate to that, I guess. I hope.
There's something comforting about sad music, I think.
Exactly. So I happen to write like very like ethereal folk music. I think it fits the vibe.
Definitely. Do you see yourself experimenting with other genres, or do you feel pretty set in where you are?
I spent a lot of time like trying to figure out what genres that I wanted to write in because I appreciate a lot of genres, and I go to Berkeley for the violin, and I played jazz violin, and I was working as like a producer for a while, like with rappers and stuff, and I really appreciate all of that, but I think I really like ambient folk music and like where I'm at with that right now. I don't know, I think about this a lot where I'm like, man, I wish I played like girl band music because that's like so cool and I love listening to it. Yeah. Then I'm like, but that's just not me. One of the songs on my album that's coming out in like the next 2 months is like heavy rock kind of.
Cool.
It's like my version of heavy rock, as heavy as that could be. For a while I played in like a math rock band, and I played bass. And I also like played in a really like heavy like prog band too. So like I don't know, I really like all music. So
Cool.
it's tough to like pick one.
Yeah, you don't have to.
Yeah.
That's really cool. You mentioned that you go to Berkeley for the violin, and also I've seen your Instagram bio says you're a violinist that never plays the violin.
Yeah.
So I wanted to hear more about that.
Yeah, I started playing the violin when I was like 5 years old. And my parents kind of like forced me into it, but they kind of made me stick with it. And for a long time, I hated it. And I really just didn't like classical music. And I was like, this is so lame. I don't want to do this. But I guess it's like the thing that I'm good at. So I guess I'll just keep doing it. And then when I was a teenager, I kind of made that switch into like playing more instruments and like experimenting with writing my own music and stuff. And that's when I was like, okay, I can use violin as like a tool to convey what I'm feeling instead of like forcing myself to play classical music that I don't necessarily like to play.
What made you want to come to Berkeley?
I did this like string program when I was in the 8th grade at Berkeley. It was like a summer thing, and that was where I figured out that I really like jazz and I like playing like swing jazz like on the violin. And I was like, wow, there's more things you can do on the violin other than play classical music. That's so cool. And then from then on, I was just kind of like sold on Berkeley.
How do you think going to Berkeley, being in Boston and being surrounded by so many talented artists and musicians, how has that affected you and your music?
I mean, I love it. It's my favorite thing to hear other people's music. So being in a bunch of songwriting classes that are just tons of other talented people, it's like my favorite thing. And I really like being inspired by other people too.
Do you like to collaborate with other people?
I do. A lot of my friends like play on my stuff and they help me a lot, and I'm very happy that they're so willing to help me.
Yeah, that's really cool. Can you tell me about the next song that you're going to play for us?
Yeah, this one is called Leaving Soon. I wrote it like last week, so it's kind of new.
You fall asleep, leaves me wondering what's going on in that big brain of yours. Whisper to me, please tell me what you're thinking so I can fall asleep. Please answer me. Why can't I understand what's happening? Why can't I wrap my head around how you don't love me? Why am I the open wound if I'm the one who's leaving soon? If I'm the one who's leaving soon. You close the door, leaves me wanting more. We always want what we can't have. You're staying here, and it goes loud in this amphitheater. I'll always be spooked by your ghost in my past. Why can't I understand what's happening? Why can't I wrap my head around how you don't love me? Why am I the open wound if I'm the one who's leaving soon? If I'm the one who's leaving you. Why can't I understand what's happening? Why can't I wrap my head around how you don't love me? Why am I the open wound if I'm the one who's leaving soon? If I'm the one who's leaving you. If I'm the one who's leaving you.
I wrote it because I'm trying to figure out what I'm doing after I graduate in May. I think my initial plan was to move to LA because my family's from California, and there were a lot of compelling reasons for me to go. Like, I was in a band that didn't end up working out, and and we were gonna move to LA, and there were many reasons beforehand, and I feel like nowadays I'm just trying to accommodate to a plan that doesn't apply anymore.
Right.
I need to figure it out. My lease ends in May.
Okay.
So
You have some time.
so I have a little bit of time.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was thinking Nashville. I might just go out there and just see what's up. I might also just stay here for the next few months because I'm graduating early, so all my friends are still here, and I'm not sure I'm ready to leave my community of people yet.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that makes sense.
Yeah.
If you have all your people in Boston and
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
It feels like I'm leaving the coop a little too early. I have this van from like the 1970s that I'm redoing to make a recording studio, so I can like bring it to national parks and like bring it places and then play
Wow.
music and record music out there. So
That's really cool.
yeah, I'm excited.
It's awesome.
The van breaks down a lot, so I'm not exactly sure. It's a lot of money
Yeah.
to put into that, but I hope it works out. Yeah.
Yeah, that sounds awesome. That'd be like a very cool project to record like
Yeah,
different
like
songs in different places.
Exactly, and like different artists from different places too. Like I really
Yeah.
like that. Like I said, I love hearing other people's music and being inspired by other people. So like just traveling and kind of soaking up as much like of other people's talent that I can.
Would you ever consider playing in like any of the Boston DIY venues?
I would. I have a lot of friends who play in those. And they all look so fun.
Yeah.
And I like going to those shows, but I feel like no one can like mosh to ambient folk music, so it's kind of like I'm not exactly sure that would fit.
I guess that's kind of true, but I don't know. I feel like people could appreciate a little vibe shift, switch it up.
I think
I think that'd be cool. What is the next song that you were gonna play?
the next one is Maury Point, and I wrote that when I got out of a big 4-year relationship, and I was like sad about it, but I just kind of wanted to not think about it anymore, and that was like the last thing that I ever wrote about it. I still see you in my dreams to this day. I still sent you love from 3,000 miles away. The phrase I love you seems fake when I'm the one who says it. There was a time that I meant it. Maury Point, that's where I first told you. Disjointed words that I meant. Did I disappoint you all these years later? Sometimes things are better left unsaid. They're better left unsaid. Going home soon. Can't quite find a reason to, passing all the hills and sands from our past. The phrase I miss you still rings true to this day, but it doesn't matter anymore. Maury Point, that's where I first told you. Disjointed words that I meant. Did I disappoint you all these years later? Sometimes things are better left unsaid. They're better left unsaid. Maury Point, that's where I first told you. Disjointed words that I meant. Did I disappoint you all these years later? Sometimes things are better left unsaid. They're better left unsaid. Berry Point is this place in Pacifica, California, where my family lives. And it's like it's a little point on the water. It's like a nice little timestamp of like where I was and what I was thinking about at the time. Yeah.
And it like helped you process, I'm sure. Like
Exactly.
We were talking about.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Very nice. So it's time to hear your last song today.
I'm going to play a song called Till It's Better. This one is going on the album that I'm releasing. Saw the rain today cover the desert in sheets. Oh, this might be something sweet. Saw the sun shine down, cast a golden crown on everything around me now. Everything in moderation, everything can be so good till it's not, till we forgot. Count to 4 and maybe we'll see it. Hope it's not something we find out about later on. I can't see past, some things won't last. Wonder if this'll make me better. Eyes widen now, heavy heart, wispy clouds. I'll watch the sunrise till it's better. I'll watch the sunrise till it's better. Saw the snow touch the ground, autumn leaves all gone now. Guess things can change so quickly. Felt the wind in my sweater. Guess I need to dress better. Get ready for the change. Everything in moderation. Hold me close so you don't get swept up, running from the mud. Everyone in desperation. Hold me close so I don't get lost. Goes like skipping rope. I can't see past, some things won't last. Wonder if this'll make me better. Eyes widen now, heavy heart, wispy clouds. I'll watch the sunrise till it's better. I'll watch the sunrise till it's better. I can't see past, some things won't last. Wonder if this'll make me better. Eyes widen now, heavy heart, wispy clouds. I'll watch the sunrise till it's better. I'll watch the sunrise till it's better. wrote this song actually as a part of an assignment for one of my classes. And the class was songwriting for social change, which is a really great class. But the assignment was to look at a news outlet that only gives good news. And then kind of like reflect on that and write a song reflecting on that.
Nice. This is going to be a tough one a little bit, but you
Okay.
can think about it.
Okay.
So if you could have people listen to your music and take one thing away from it, like what do you want that to be?
That is tough. I've gotten this comment a few times, or like variations of this comment where it's like, listening to your music is like just makes me think of nature and like makes me want to be in nature. And I think I really like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
Especially
cool.
like living in the city. Yeah.
I was actually thinking that too, especially because you were talking about like your van and going to national parks.
Yeah.
Do you feel like nature inspires you?
It does. Like every single song that I write is it's like referencing nature in a lot of ways. So I really like taking like small trips or, just out of the city. And like then I can kind of make a bank, like a mind bank of like things that I saw basically, and then I can like reference them in my songs.
Cool.
When I'm writing new ones. Yeah.
Awesome. I like that.
Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you so much for being here today.
Thank you for having me.
Of
I had such a great
course.
time.
Where can people find your music if they...
My name is Sage Nizhoni. I am on Spotify, Apple Music, and all the other streaming platforms.
Awesome.
Yeah.
All right, so make sure you keep an eye out for Sage's album coming out.
Yeah,
in
it's
a
coming
couple
out in the
months.
next 2 months.
Cool. All right.
This has been WBCA Presents on WBCA 102.9 FM, Boston's community radio station. Thank you for tuning in, and thank you to everyone at BNN and WBCA for making this possible, including Brett Rodriguez and Katie Coffey. Keep an eye out for future installments of WBCA Presents.